We're going into thought capital development now. I'm going to show you a cool template. Okay, and we're going to start pitching some ideas inside there. I want to show you another picture. Today, we're doing TCFW, Thought Capital Framework, and we're doing lower arrow article. Okay, the left side. That's what we're doing today. Next week, we're doing images. And then the final weeks, we're doing everything else. You just learned it in that order. It's the order of natural order, I believe. But when you do the content maximizer standard operating procedure, images are often one of the last things you do. So let's go into the template. I need to give you the link. So you already have this link in multiple places, okay? I'm going to put the link in the chat. Was it a Gary Vee reference? I'm not sure. Was it? Sometimes they just get intertwined, incepted, you know? So this template, let's look at it together. I've given you this template now. This is sort of the working CMS that you can work with. Okay, now not everything is filled out. I don't want people overwhelmed, but what we're doing here is adding some content. Okay, so to get planning, okay, don't worry about planning right now. In this case, I just want you to go into all content records and don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Watch my screen. All content records. And when you click new, I want you to look at thought capital first, the thought capital template. We're going to look at that first together. But when you do the solo exercise, you're going to use idea pitch. Okay, so thought capital first. I'm going to show you this now. When you open it up, it takes a minute to populate. Okay, let's quickly walk through this. Just going to show you the whole thing and scroll down. It's a framework. And if you fill it out, you'll have good content results. And I remember for those of you know Sana from our community, you know, she told me that she had this blog post in her head and it was stuck for a really long time. And then she just applied this framework and it instantly finished itself. So to me, that's a very good sign. So I know it's a bit small, so I'm going to try and zoom in here. So you have two columns, okay? And I want to read these through because I want you to understand the logic. When you create content, you don't have to be a famous, excellent writer. You don't have to really have writing experience because content in the internet age is not about writing a book. It's a different medium. It's about feeding people candy, medicine, and vitamins, okay? People like different things and they take different things for different reasons, but candy, it doesn't have to be a full-on, you know, style guided Chicago APA essay. You can be 6 words. It can be a tweet. And I'm going to try and break down that belief in you over this 6 weeks using the Twitter platform. Okay, let's get back to this. What is the goal of the content? Whenever you create a piece of content, start with a goal. You will be adding to the one in your own Notion, yes, but you will get the template from my template. This is built for you already. I don't want you creating this from scratch. Why would you make a piece of content without a clear goal? You want to start with that. You don't just want to randomly talk there, okay? That immediately solves the randomness of your content on social media. Have a goal. And the goal can be this. I want to get more awareness. I want to engage my audience. I want to sell something. It can be as simple as that. At least you're guiding yourself. Is there a focus keyword? A lot of times we need to put a keyword with the content we create from the get-go. Because if we get too far away from the keyword, we don't know what we're writing, okay? So it's good to set at least some idea of a focus keyword. And that also leads you into what is the working title of the content, okay? So you want to start telling yourself the general title, even though it's not complete. You do want a working title as soon as possible. And then I would even consider, you know, adding it to the main entry as a title. Now, when you're creating your content outline, this is where all the work is really done. You introduce your content first and why it's important. This article is here to help you do X. That's where you begin. It's helping you, and that's why it's important. Then you do high-level bullet points, okay? Maybe 3 to 6. You outline your content. And this is what makes content a lot easier is if you can bullet your idea quickly, you will generate the H2 framework for your article. The H2 being the subheaders. Okay, your bullet points are your subheaders, and below every subheader, you just make a small argument or a small point or a small insight. We're going to be looking at an article later today, so don't worry, you'll get a better sense of that. It's good to ask yourself, what do you want the reader or viewer to walk away with? That really helps you stay on point. Okay, and then you can even go as far as saying, are there any action items? Download this, sign up for this, try this, do this for 7 days. If you can make articles actionable, they increase in value very quickly. When you give people something to do, they like that. If you're in the article space, you want to start thinking about your SEO meta description. So when you rank on Google, it's probably because you put a great meta description as well, and you described it well so that when someone saw it in Google, they decided to read it because it looked interesting. So you want the keyword in there, but you want more than just an intro. It's like a persuasive statement. I would start gathering your featured image, the main image for the blog post. Most blogs have that, the featured image. I would definitely get some relevant quotes because this is the content game. You're making your life easier if you gather quotes and statistics before you even write. You're making your life easier. You're going to see how that plays out. Let me explain right now. These little things become micro content for Twitter, for Instagram, quotes, statistics. Like you can literally put those out as the whole piece of content. It should all be relevant to the same audience. And are there any authoritative articles you plan to link to? If you are writing quite a power post, it should link to other blogs where you are being the curator and the authority who says, hey, this is a really good blog post. Okay, Google wants to see that. So that's the first 4 steps. It's basically the outline of the content. The step 5 is taking all that and putting it here. Put the title, put your intro, put the body, put the conclusion. So I like to put the draft on the right, the outline on the left. When I'm done, I start putting the links right here. Okay, so you already have an organizational area for every single piece of content that once its article is live, link goes here. Did you make a video about it? Goes here. Did you make a podcast about that video? Goes here. Did you make a highlight? Google Drive folder goes here. Did you make an audiogram? Same thing. Did you post it to LinkedIn? What's the share URL? So it's like you can't go wrong because if you're leaving these empty, you're not content maximizing. And you'll learn how to fill all these out and why we choose all these sort of things because they're easy and they work. Easier, I should say. Now, notice down here, I have 6, 7, and 8, 9, because after you finish your draft, you can come back down here and start looking at some guidelines. Check. Have you added sufficient keyword-driven subheadings? Add a minimum of 3 images, 800 pixels wide. Keep paragraphs short due to mobile readers. I'm giving you like a natural style guide and like checklists so that every article is up to par, industry standards. If you want to use a Yoast SEO plugin, Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T, it's for WordPress, you would tell yourself like, oh, I want the lights to turn green. For those of you who've seen that, you'll know what I mean. For those of you who haven't, you might not get that, but you can add plugins to your blog that help you with SEO. And if we're doing articles, we care about SEO. That's why this is here. Right? Because people write articles without understanding SEO. With this framework, you'll get it right. Trust me. Do your proofread, check it off, submit it. If you're working with a team, there might be a revision list and a review. Publish it to the main source, the Medium blog or your .com blog, date and time, URL. Just be super organized. And you can even do sort of share it as a link promotion. So we talk about doing native content, but sometimes when you post a really good article or a great piece of content, like just share the link as well. You don't always have to create native content, but it is good to do so when you do content maximization. Let me explain that last part one more time. You finish a big article. You have 2 options. You can go on Twitter and you can share the link to that article on Twitter. I think that's a good idea. If it's a good article, people got to know about it. They forgot about your domain. But then later, you go and you make like an image quote of that article and you post that to Instagram or you go make a podcast by reading out your article and you make a podcast, and then that clips into an audiogram. Okay, so native content is over here. This is sort of just like reminding you, hey, don't forget to like promote your article just naturally. You do both. I do both. Are there any questions about this framework? Feel free also to say how awesome it is. Let's go back, see how you, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Please go
So
for it.
are these the guidelines that you use when you have like a client that you're working with? Do you walk them through all of this, or do you get their ideas first and like kind of mesh with the questions that you got listed on there? Like, how do you usually go about that?
Great question. I'm going to stop you right there and I'm going to answer this question. No problem. That's a good question. So thought capital isn't for you to do with your clients. I'm teaching you this as a, step one of content creation and content marketing. It's good to do this. But remember, if you have a client, they provide the raw material. So they've already done this process in their own head. If they know my thought capital framework, good for them. If you taught it to them, good for you. But there's many cases where you work with clients and they're like, hey, we're just going to be sending you videos. I'm going to make some videos at my house. I'm going to make some videos in my car. I'm going to make some videos here. Can you chop those up? Can you put those out? Yes, you can. Are those good thought capital? That's not really up to you to decide. That's up to them to decide. If you're a consultant or you coach or you think you can help, I would do a little educational 1 hour of, hey, this is the framework we love to use. Why don't you use this every time you make content? And I'll create you a little Notion area where you make templates. You're going to be able to click in and here, watch this video from this course I have. I think that's a good idea. But this isn't something you have to master with your clients or that I really want to comment on, because the point of the service is that they send you the raw media, which comes after this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
If you are your client or you really love your client or you have a vested interest, I would be training them on thought capital. That should be a micro course on itself for business owners. I should put out how to write thought capital as a CEO, because I don't think people get it. And I think that's why I get an asymmetrical result in my business, is because I do know how to do that. And I think that it's powerful. So I'm going to revisit this whole conversation because I think that really matters. I think that it's good that we as marketers understand how to take raw media and maximize it. But the world, as entrepreneurs as they are, will need to learn how to take things from their brain, process it so it's clear, give people actionable content. Oh, it looks like you guys liked it. Awesome, fracking awesome, very awesome, super duper califragilistic, awesome. Okay, what's next is something cool. I just want to show you how cool this really is. I just showed you the framework. I build it out in 2 columns like this, but check this out. Let's say you're just like thinking of an idea. I'm going to delete these 2. Let's say you don't know yet if you want to make it into thought capital because you're like, So start an idea pitch, okay? It opens up 3 buttons, just like this. So what you can do is you click idea pitch. Okay, I'm going to try and come up with the very basics of this. Key purpose. Now, I actually haven't thought about anything right now, but let's say the purpose is to teach basic StarCraft 2 skills. So bullet outline, I'm going to do scouting, building, army. Okay. You guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That doesn't matter. I'm thinking about my own content. What do they walk away with? Good strategy and a 10-minute build order they can practice. Okay. So I just pitched myself an idea and I like it. Okay, cool. I'm just going to click add framework. And now that's here for me to work on. So it didn't clutter my experience. And when I'm ready, I can fill that out. And I can even just take this, cut it, and put it in here now that I'm going to commit to this. You see, like you want to keep it clean because you don't know if you're actually going to commit. You're thinking. And when you keep it clean, your brain can actively sort of brainstorm a little bit better. Okay, so that's why I like that. And then if you're ready to draft, you can click draft area. You get all that out. So that's like more so I wanted to show you a little hack in Notion, how you could keep areas really clean, because I know how overwhelming it feels to look at documents like this. But what I'll say is What I'll say is you get used to it over time. You like it over time. And over time, you realize like how important it is to have a single document for that concept of thought capital, where it's all laid out with sufficient outlines, descriptions, especially the stats and the quotes. Chris Chan, are you available? Are your mic here, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Chris works on thought capital for me for one of our clients. Can you comment on your experience using this exact framework over the last 3 months?
It's clean, simplistic. You get all the essentials, everything from creating, internal links to getting statistics. Makes it very clear and easy for you to draft out on the right side without getting too overwhelmed. And actually like the ratio between the right and the left, because you don't want your sentences or your paragraphs to get too long, especially when you're writing blog content. So I think it's perfect. If you want to add any extra steps or sections, you can do that on your own as well in your template.
Thanks, Chris. I'm just going to show one of the articles you did for me. It's about wrongful termination. It's a legal concept. It's an ultimate guide. It was done February 28th. On the left side, you can just see him filling out these areas, thinking about it. He used toggles because he really wanted to lay out the article, it seems. I mean, I suggest bullets, but I bet there's a lot of info waiting to be populated here. Looks like Notion's a bit slow. So just a second layer, keeping it clean, filling out the entire thing, doing the work and setting yourself up for great success, not just as an article writer. And that's what's critical. You have to understand that Chris is providing the content team with more thought capital that can be turned into Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn content. See, he put all these stats. These are going out on Instagram. Lots of authoritative articles. This is a professional execution of this. And this is worth, multiple hundreds of dollars. I'm not going to say what it is. It depends, but it's not a $50 effort. I'll tell you that. On the right side, he's gone ahead and fully written out the article. And this is where we store this. And the content team can come here, consume this article, but then also quickly find little bite size and even follow up on the research so they can find more because maybe they find it interesting. Any questions before I move off of this sort of demonstration? Don't be shy.
Yeah, question. I noticed he had a lot of URLs there. Is that the amount of references, and are those to be included in the article? Or
I think that was way too many for what we're doing,
Yeah.
but that was an ultimate guide. So I think that it called for extensive research where you literally scour the internet and you do what's called the skyscraper technique, where you're just building higher than everyone else because you gathered more and you did more and you made it more actionable. So it's not necessary by any means. And yeah, when you're writing articles, if you do want to cite something or reference something, you hyperlink a few words and you put that hyperlink to be clicked in the article. And that is a backlink. And you are technically giving value to that source. That's why they're a source. Okay.
Is this an example of the client giving you a bunch of content?
No, in this case, we're coming up with the thought capital and we're going the whole distance. They create nothing. They gave us a framework of topics. We do the research and create from scratch. So it's a highly intensive work. It's more than content maximizer. It's content production plus content maximizer, essentially. Good question. My point wanted to be that I wanted to show you that a student is capable of utilizing this and has already been utilizing this. I don't just make this up for your usage here. Hey, thanks for watching that video. That video is actually a direct pull from my full stack digital marketing masterclass, where I've got 100+ videos on mastering the art and science of digital marketing, taking your skills to the next level, becoming a freelancer, consultant, agency owner, whatever is in your future. This course is going to help you. So go to richandniche.com/masterclass to get all the details. We've got a lot of bonuses over there as well. Get it while it's still available. If you like this kind of video, make sure you like it. Leave me a comment below if you'd like to see other topics. And of course, subscribe if you want to get my regular videos. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. May the algorithms be ever in your favor.